Welcome back to All Things Outdoors. Project time. What I'm going to do, I actually got a winch to mount up underneath the Bronco. So I'm going to be installing that right now. I'm not really big on a bunch of project videos, but I think I'm going to do this one because I haven't seen a lot of videos out there that do this. You're going to be with me every step of the way. The good, the bad, the ugly. Let's do this. All right, what we have here, we got the rough country 12,000 pound winch, then we got skid plate, and then D-rings with mounts. What we have to do, we got to take the basically the gravel cover here, take that off, the front skid plate and those tow hooks, all that's coming off of there. And then there were some things that I had to do to kind of prep. All right, so here's the deal. The winch isn't quite here yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock out some of the prep work. So this is actually before I shot the beginning of this video, but I went ahead and took the plastic skid plate. Let me show you. So I went ahead and removed the plastic skid plate. Now, to get the winch to mount up in here with the new skid plate, I'm going to have to remove these two steel boxes. There's just these welds. Now, the one thing I got to be careful of when I grind these off, we've got brake lines, we've got wires. I don't want to hit that. I was watching a video of someone with a Sawzall, and they about snipped this wire right here. So I figured I'm going to use an angle grinder, try to cut this off, and maybe I can work that weld off. But worst case scenario, I have to take these two boxes off, grind it flat for the actual winch and skid plate to mount up under here. Step am I on? It doesn't matter. Instructions are overrated anyways. There's some Kentucky mud in there.
Just washed it.
Multiple times. All right, next part, we got to take these recovery hooks off of both sides. This right here is actually the intercooler for the turbos. It mounts to, let me pull this off there. I think I just, I just can't be gentle. It mounts to the tow hooks. So when I take these brackets off, this is actually going to hang down. Then basically what we'll do, we'll put the winch on its mounts, and then we'll end up putting it on a floor jack, raising it up, and it's going to push the intercooler up, and then we'll be able to get it remounted with the new D-rings and mounts right there. Basically where your intercooler mounts into your recovery hook on the side here and this little bracket that's attached, these D-rings have the same thing. So we'll just have to add a spacer to it. So let's get that started. Does that make sense? Or did I just talk a bunch of gibberish?
Well, I'm like 14, so I don't understand anything. Now this makes sense.
Okay, fair enough. All right, I think before I take this off, I want to mount that winch into the bracket. How's that sound?
I have brackets.
You have brackets?
My teeth.
Your braces?
Yes.
Those are braces, not brackets.
But they're brackets. They're same thing.
Okay. Oh, that's heavy. This is the back, this is the front. So we're gonna flip this around, put it upside down. To get this mounted, oh, that's heavy. To this, we need to take these little square nuts, and they actually just slide right in there. All right, then we're gonna take this and put this right on top there. Okay. So some of the pre-work I did before the actual winch and the brackets actually made it. I had to do some cutting on the frame, and basically there was 2 frame extensions, and then part of a bracket I had to cut so that way the frame is flush mounted. That way there's room to put the winch, shove it on up there. Actually, would you toss me that block of metal that's up there on the desk?
This?
Yes, that. Perfect.
Toss it?
Yeah, toss it. Thank you. This is what was on there. There was actually 2 of these. Once again, let me show you on this camera, and then that way you kind of have a visual here. All right.
Fancy.
Okay, there were 2 frame extensions, which that's what this is right here. There was one there and one there. Now, when grinding that off, I was grinding off the welds, but you got a brake line right here, and you got a wiring harness right through there. So I had to kind of be a little careful on getting these grinded off. In fact, I just hit the 3 sides and then just pried it off basically. Then here, this bracket had an overhang that you actually had to cut that off and make it flush, so that way you have room to bring your winch up into this area. Once I did that, I actually did spray paint it with some rust protectant, and then also I did undercoat the body here, right through here as well too. So it should be pretty well protected. So now let's see if we can get this winch shoved up in here, right there. You'll inherit my GoPro
You're gonna
someday.
be a professional YouTuber. My friend's kids are pretty cool.
Professional YouTuber?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have more subscribers than me?
That's my dream job. You just wait. I'm gonna be in the news.
FYI, don't ever tell your dad,
That I'm gonna be more famous than you?
no, that you're going to be on the news. Alright. There's little spacers we got to put on. Oh, there it goes. I wonder why that wasn't coming down. Alright, there's my intercooler. So we're going to put that spacer on there. And then we'll put that rubber cap right back on. Oh, come on. There we go. Almost there. GoPro me. Okay, so let's see if I can get so where you can see here. So we got to get up into this little hole here, which I can get it there by lifting this up. I'll go ahead and get that side bolted in and leave it fairly loose, and then I'll grab the other side. So, but right now we got this is kind of shoved up in here. Winch is running behind it. Should be in good shape. We're actually looking pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get the side fastened up. I need you to try to put this bolt in the thread when I hold this. Okay, you have to give me the other side of me.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the. Yeah, go ahead and see if you can get it started.
Turn it into.
Yeah, there is. I'm holding it. You don't have to shove.
What am I doing? Holding this?
I don't know. I think. Did you get it?
Twisting. It feels
I think you
crooked.
got it.
It looks crooked to me. Oops.
No, you got it.
Okay.
You got it. You got it.
Yay.
You got it.
You're welcome.
Yes, Nux. All right. Well, first off, before we get everything snugged in.
So when this works in the middle of the woods, you're welcome. But when it falls off in the middle of the woods, I don't know what you were thinking. You were doing that all on your own.
Sounds about
You
right.
should ask me for help.
There we go. Okay.
Welcome back to All Things Outdoors. Today we are going to be driving. Cut. Yeah.
Bring me my GoPro.
Anyways.
So here's what we got done so far. We've got the bolts in. That's holding the side here. I went ahead and I didn't get this one on film. I'll show you how I did it on the next one. But I got the right D-ring and bracket installed, and it actually lined right up, and it's holding the intercooler nicely on that side. We're going to do the same thing on this side here. We're going to go ahead and grab that bracket. I'm going to put it on here. You're going to see what it looks like. We'll get everything drawn in and tightened up. So I went ahead and put one of the bolts in at the back, and there's a little square there that we're going to slide this up and over. That makes it easier to get this thing fixed in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that bolt in that slot, draw it in, and then I'll get the second bolt in, and we'll get her mounted. Here's what we got. I just got to hook up the winch. I got the power and negative cable here. I'm going to try to get it all ran and out of the way and zip tie it so it's pretty secure. Hook it up to the battery, see if the winch works. Then we'll work on putting on the last skid plate. Hi.
I got both.
Thank you. So let's get this put together and then see how it works. I'm going to have this winch installed before you figure out a GoPro battery.
Okay, whatever. There's your sass again.
What's that?
What does the winch do?
The winch? When David Gray buries your Bronco in mud, you can get out. All right. Moment of truth. We're good. We got the last skid plate to throw on there. Everything's mounted. It's working great. We have a winch. So we're going to put this last skid plate on. You use a couple of the original bolts that are going to go at the top, and then there's a couple other bolts that came with the kit to use at the back to finish mounting this up. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. There is a gap filler that comes separate. I had to install it on the skid plate itself, this right here. Just know the curved short edge goes to the top. The holes along the bottom, and that's going to fill this little inch and a half gap that's right below the bumper. So I'm going to go ahead and get this installed, and we'll move on to the last couple steps. No. One minor setback. I don't have the 12mm bolts. I'm missing 2 of them, so I'm going to run to the hardware store, grab those, get this fairly installed, and we are done. All put together. Had to run and grab a couple of the bolts to get it finished up, but I think it turned out okay. It was, honestly, this was the first winch of my choice just because I like the clean look. I think especially for me that lives in pretty much the salt belt, I think that's going to probably protect the winch a little bit, keeping it out of the weather. I say for what I'm going to do, this is perfect. So unless 35 inches of mud comes along, then there might be problems. Very happy with how it turned out. I like the location. I like that it actually gives me a little extra protection with the skid plate. I like the D-rings as accessories. Just overall happy. The build was a lot easier than what I thought it was going to be. I think the only thing that made it a little challenging might have been the kids, possibly. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching this. What do you think? Good move, bad move, better winches out there? I know it's kind of limited for the Bronco. Let me know in the comments. Till next time.
Alrighty. Welcome back to All Things Outdoors. Today we will be installing a winch. And as you can tell, I did it all by myself. So I guess this means this is the outro. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's thing. Till next time. Deuce.